man.
Asians.
Let me explain something. You got it twisted. So, when it comes to sugar rice, you don't just sprinkle sugar on there. You cook the sugar in there. So when you get the rice to boil and stuff, you do like a small little teaspoon, not too much, just like a small little like dab of sugar in there. It'll rock your.
I can see that more. I can see that more than just sprinkling it in there and just eating.
Well, I've done it both ways. You know what I'm saying?
You have to. No, I like to cook it in there, like let it simmer, and then you gotta let it sit and let water just like evaporate into the fucking rice and shit, or whatever.
I'm terrible at making rice.
And the sugar really settles, and it's really, really good. Like time I had it, I was so freaking confused. Like, what the fuck? Like, why is this shit like sweet as fuck?
Hey,
and then I had it with some sausage.
Don't trip, dude. I'm terrible at making rice too. I hear you, Tori, Mama. I hear you.
I cannot make rice.
Like I cook everything else very much well except for rice. I don't know why.
Because it's like you got to be perfectly like point when you're cooking it.
Yeah.
I can't.
So you can think of another brand of rice besides Uncle Ben.
Unless you grow it yourself and you do it yourself, you call that mines.
All right.
It's mines. I made it.
No, because I remember my mom used to make it, and it would be like super creamy for some reason. I didn't like it. I'm just like, what is
putting
this?
something in it.
And then it sit too much.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We started.
We've been started. We just talking, man. We just talking shit, man.
You want to know what I want to talk about?
Oh, hey, wait. What did Charlamagne the God do, and why did Toria say fuck him?
What did he do? Oh man,
I don't know. No, listen, I didn't know. Listen, I've been out of tune. I've been doing a lot of reading this week. I've been on and I've been off. So I'm trying to work on staying off social media and shit. So it's like, man.
Okay. Well, when I first heard about it, basically he has a.
Must say something about women. Because she said, "Fuck him."
He did something in his past, and I think it got because the one witness in the past when it was supposed to go to trial, or didn't want to participate. They kind of like threw it out or whatever. But he had an issue with he was raped basically of a 15-year-old. And it came up maybe I want to say almost a week ago, if not. But I thought it was. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a joke at first. I thought it was like somebody just making up some shit. And then maybe the following day, that's when everything started hitting the fan. And but it's coming up now. I can't remember why it's coming up now. Maybe Toria could drop some info on that. But as far as I think about it, I think he did that shit basically because he did an interview, and the accuser did an interview on Stars. I don't know if you're familiar with who Star is. Yeah. But yeah, he was like the first Charlamagne the God or DJ Academics, however you want to, but he gets the information out there and talks about, everything and has a sharp tongue when it comes to information. But he had an interview with the accuser, and she basically gave her side, and then Charlamagne did an interview where he gave his side of the situation. They both kind of almost lined up, but it was like once it got to the parts where things needed to make sense, they both were different in their stances as far as like what happened that night. So it's like you don't know who's telling the truth or who's lying. Don't nobody really know, but time, the girl was 15, and it's like, if you know she's 15, why the fuck is she at that party? And you're serving alcohol. You know what I'm saying? But that's what. But it was his only mistake at the time, according to his interview. He thought that he was just serving a minor alcohol, and when the police came knocking on his door, he was like, "Oh, I'll take responsibility because I was serving alcohol." He didn't know it was a rape case, so they slapped the rape case on him.
Wow.
And mind you, this is in North Carolina, you know, where
so
I'm not giving him no passes. I'm just he's saying in his interview. But go ahead, Toria, and dump your.
I don't give him a pass at all.
Right.
All of that. Because now what's surfacing is that this another. When the whole Chris Brown and Rihanna situation happened with the abuse, he said in an interview, you know, I most definitely put my hands on a woman, like I did abuse a woman once. And he went on to the story how they were both 15 and how he thought he was in love, but she was like having sex with this 24-year-old and he was all in his feelings. And she said, well, you know, something about you can't even make me like get off anyway. Yeah. And that's when he like threw a little tantrum or whatever. But the way he said it in an interview was so nonchalant, like, yeah, I did it.
I think that's part of
the fuck. So that's where I'm like, come on now. Like, you a grown ass man now. And it's like, yeah, well, you know, people make mistakes. It's like, yeah, but you still putting it off as if it's just a regular everyday thing, which
he has a daughter
100% do not fucking agree with or condone at all.
Yeah.
You know?
It is, and I feel like even in a mind state of now, like you. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand this whole Charlemagne thing. He's like the ultimate, most smooth, most.
He has a machine behind him. Also,
that's how I feel. Yeah.
I mean, he's not just Charlemagne, you know, as his own entity, like himself. Yeah, he has like a machine behind him, and then he's, you know, he's feeding some families. You know what I'm saying? His presence, I guess, to say alone is, you know, is some businesses afloat. You know what I'm saying? Or some people still hot. So shit that he says kind of goes. Unfortunately, he's not. I won't say powerful, but influence. I'll put it that way.
Yes.
I guess that's why I guess why Chanel West Coast was like, "Ha, he said my name. I'm up there with Kanye."
All right.
Sorry, Duke. I forgot. I can't say Kanye around.
I just don't understand where all this fucking.
Nah, Kanye's fine. I don't see this.
Pause. What'd you say? Pause. What'd you say? You say he was fine?
I don't know.
I said he's fine as long as he shuts up.
Oh. That's crazy. I did not know that. I did not know because I didn't get the text earlier when he was like, "Fuck Charlamagne." I'm like, damn, what did he do? He must have said something about the girl. That's first thing popped in my head. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it is, man.
You know,
I just don't understand how this kind of thing.
This is stuff that's been going on throughout time, period. And depend on depend on who you are and your stature.
I know
they'll blow it off or they'll hit you with it. You know what I'm saying? And they'll rub it out, they'll throw it under the table. It all depends on who you are. Like Duke said, he has a machine. Things are changing.
Not necessarily.
Things are changing, man. When you got Kevin Spacey up out of here, man. Kevin fucking Spacey.
Yeah,
I can see I can see them getting rid of one of these, like these make these movies. You know, hey, yeah, let's get him the fuck out of here. I mean, you're really not going to see him a lot. You don't know. I forget the guy's name right now, but you're not going to see him around. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's just like football. Like a producer is like a football player. Like you don't, you know what team he plays for, but you don't know his face for real. All day. Right. But you look at Kevin Spacey, they got Kevin Spacey out of here. He's a visual person and he's white. So Charlamagne does have influence, but I mean, if they're getting rid of Kevin Spacey, they're getting rid of all these other people. Who the fuck is he? They looking at Charlamagne like, we can get rid of you too.
True.
Now, granted, he is on a platform that is run by a Jewish family, so I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah, Jewish people want something, under the rug. They'll sweep it under the rug.
True.
So who knows where this may go? I just hope justice gets served. The truth comes out and all that good stuff.
Oh, truth always comes out. And the dark always come out to the light.
Yeah.
That's crazy though. Like, man.
True.
Wow. Let's lighten this shit up. Let's talk about Faith and Stevie J. Rat face Stevie J.
You said lighten it up.
Ooh, wait.
Faith
this is.
Hey, it's a big it's different what we was just talking about.
We talked about this a while ago, though. I didn't think the shit was real.
We was talking about Jada Kiss and Faith, but see, that wasn't real. You're right, that wasn't real. But these motherfuckers got married. So,
yeah, that's nuts.
You can't.
I can't neither.
I can't take it seriously.
Because both of them have
I
an
cannot
album
take
coming
anything
out.
that man does
Faith
seriously.
has an album coming out, and Stevie J is working on his first solo album. So
they dated on his show. What is it called? All About Stevie J or whatever the fuck it is. Like, they dated on the show and she left him and fucking cheating on her.
Wow.
And out of nowhere, like, they're married in Vegas. Like, I can't take it seriously. I need to know the time frame. Because then you got Love and Hip Hop out where he was freaking sleeping with, what's her name, Estelita, or whoever it was, and then he was sleeping with another artist.
I don't get it.
I always thought Faith was that. I always held her to a different life, but
if she put up with,
hey, I guess they
she put up with Big and
his antics.
Yeah, you could probably put up with Stevie J.
But come on now, that's a joke. I understand they had history. And
so you think it's a publicity stunt?
Honestly, I do too. I think it's a publicity stunt because somebody got an album coming out. You know what I'm saying? And that seems like the norm. That's like the norm for me. And a TV show. So
I don't think it's a publicity stunt. I just feel like it is completely.
It's not real.
No.
It's
not
more
real
stupid
love.
shit to be out. Yeah. I just think it's another, tune in to Stevie J to see what's going on with her. Next season you'll see how they got married or whatever the fuck. I can't take it seriously. Good for them, I guess, if you guys are like,
speaking of Bon Appetit.
Bon Appetit.
That was Faith was doing with Biggie.
I was about to say, speaking of Bon Appetit.
That's a segue for your ass.
For real. Go ahead, Faith out there eating.
Out there eating.
Faith out there eating ass. See?
Hey. Well, shit, Gabrielle Union doing it, so shit.
Man, there's a lot of females doing that shit, man. I don't care what nobody say, man. There's females out there doing that shit all day, every day. I won't say every day, but
shit.
They out there doing it. It ain't nothing wrong with it, though. If you pleasing your man,
just keep
if that pleases you,
keep your ass clean. That's it.
Do what you do.
If you shit, make sure you get in that hole.
Here we go. Here we go.
What do you mean, brother? I'm just saying.
I tried to keep it. PG-13.
God damn, man. I'm just saying.
This man get all the way graphic.
And make sure
you gotta paint a picture.
Hey, man. I'm just saying.
You like one of them. You like a fucking one of them. They show you right before the doctor comes in.
Hell yeah.
To give you colonic and shit.
Hey,
watch this video. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Hey, y'all notice that we ain't cut off nothing, right? You notice that shit?
Cause we talking about ass.
You know, huh?
Talking about ass?
That's
no, we ain't got cut off or nothing. No crazy shit didn't happen.
Oh, that's good.
Here we go.
Speaking of
talking
ass.
about more ass.
Segue.